The surprising similarities between my fear of heights and introducing your dog to new objects. Whenever I show a dog a new place or something they've never been on before, I'll spend a couple minutes getting them used to it first. I know your dog can physically jump on the object. At home, they're probably jumping from 15 feet away over the couch. But mentally, it's a big leap of faith to get on new stuff. You might see this at the vet getting on the scale, or getting in the car, or going up the stairs, especially the ones with the open back, or you might see some hesitation getting in a pool or bathtub. I imagine it's like that bridge made out of glass in China. It's pretty intimidating to commit your full body weight and trust that it'll hold you. And if you force someone like me to jump onto the bridge, I'll freak out. And the more pressure you put on me, the more I'll freak out. The same goes for your dog. I try not to add too much pressure if the object's new. I try not to use commands or the button. I'll use light leash pressure, but try not to drag them up. You can also use food to help lure your dog too. In this video, you see me teaching Capo, the young Malinois, how to get on this trampoline. One of the reasons Capo's in training is he jumped over the fence while chasing a squirrel, so I thought this would be a breeze for him. And it is physically, but not mentally. Everything's going great in the beginning. I walk him up and I stand on the object like Captain Morgan. Here, I give him just a little bit of love for getting close to it and giving it a sniff. Right here, he goes to touch it with one hand, but as soon as he feels the bounce, he pulls away and he wants to get back to Dad. I then put my full body weight on there, thinking that'll work. Notice the harder I pull the leash, the more he freaks out and backs away. At this point, I decided to pull out the big guns and let Dad try and help with some treats. But Capo's a very smart boy, and he will only commit just enough to grab the treats and run. This entire time, we're not using commands, we're just talking to him like a human. I'm saying stuff like, "Hey dude, what's this? Touch this with your hand." Here's the first time he touches it with two hands. Notice from this point on, that part is now easy and we can start to build off that small success. Here I'm having Dad climb up on the leash a bit so Capo doesn't have so much extra room to try and avoid the situation. We're giving him big time love and rewards for this brave little stand. As they stood up, trampoline moved a bit, and I was worried we would have to start back at step one, but we got right back on that horse and went right back to the position we were more comfortable with. We gave him some love for being brave, then bam, magic happened. All of a sudden, Capo realized he was freaking out for no reason and the object was safe. Now he's starting to trust it and comfortably sit down. Tons of love and tons of rewards. Notice how much swagger he has. His tail's up and he's much more comfortable. Once your dog builds some confidence on one object, each new one will get easier and easier. They did the same exact thing to me when I was in the Marine Corps. I was scared to death of heights. Then I was exposed to the confidence course. It's a series of scarier and scarier acrobatic feats. It's scary as hell going through it, but afterwards you feel invincible, and heights were not as scary anymore. Here we're showing Capo a brand new object now that he's a brave boy, and he hops right up. And here Dad and I are now able to give the command and force him on the object now that he's comfortable. It's funny, at the end of the lesson, while Dad and I were talking, Capo chose to hang out and almost fall asleep on the big scary trampoline of death.